Hey everybody, welcome back to Rhino Fishing TV. In this video I'm going to attempt a MTB slam with that September box that I unboxed, I don't know, a couple of videos ago. And if you want to check that out, I'll link the video right up there, I think. Or maybe over there. One of those sides. In the meantime though, just real quick, I'm going to run down the baits that I got to catch fish on. This Bass Dynasty little twin paddle-tailed wacky rig looking thing, the Excite Baits Shad Nasty, which is a swim bait. I'm probably going to go ahead and put that on this underspin that I got in the box. Got a nice spinner bait. Got a couple of crankbaits. Got the one square bill, and I got this deeper diving one that looks like a craw. And I also have a pack of hooks, and so I usually try to combine some of those things so that I can get a twofer or a threefer. And so in this case, I'll probably put this swim bait on the underspin for a twofer. And I don't really have a good set of hooks that came with the box to try this on a wacky rig. So I may go ahead and try it on this 3/0 extra wide gap worm hook. It's kind of a big hook to do a wacky rig on, but I may try that anyway just to see if I can get that knocked out. If I can't get bit on that, then I'll use these hooks on a different soft plastic, and I'll use a regular, more traditional wacky size hook for these lures here. But that's it, and I'll update you as I go along which bait I'm trying to catch a fish on, and we'll see you at the lake right now. All right, good morning. Here we are with the MTB Pro Slam Challenge, and I'm going to start off this morning throwing this Reaction Strikes a little square bill here. No particular reason other than it's the first rod I grabbed. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to throw it out here in this standing timber a little bit, see if we can get bit on it. Still kind of dark, so I apologize if you can't quite see what's going on yet. These baits out of this MTB, the ones I'm most concerned about not getting bit on are these two crankbaits, particularly that one that's a little deeper diver, because I'm going to have to either just retrieve it slowly enough that it doesn't dive so deep, or I'm going to have to find some places to fish it that I don't get so hung up in the weeds. Is that a fish? Oh, I think I got a fish. Not the kind I want. Question is, does it count for the slam? I'm going to throw it a little bit more and try to get a bass. But if I don't, we're going to count it. There's a fish. Stay down, bass your bass, if that's what you are. Oh, man, these hooks suck on this thing. That's two bass I've lost right at the boat with that crankbait. If I were to keep this crankbait, I think I would change out those trebles. There's a fish. He'll stay hooked. Yay! Little dinker, but you're a bass, and I'm happy to see you, and I can put that crankbait away. All right, so I got one pickerel and one bass on that crankbait. Should have had about 3 bass on that crankbait. I'm going to switch over to that weird looking double paddle tailed worm looking thing made by, Dynabass, I think is the company. I'll put the title of it right here. It's got those twin little paddles on it, and I'm fishing it on an oversized hook that came in the MTB. It was 3/0 wide gap worm hooks. I wouldn't ordinarily throw something like that on a wacky rig, but I'm going to see if I can get bit on that and get a twofer. I see I got a big old huge wind knot in my fishing line here that I probably ought to cut out. There's a fish. Oop. Couldn't keep it. Gee, I think maybe because the hook is too big. That would have been something on the first cast though. I really ought to cut that knot out of there. It's kind of preventing me from, there's a fish. Ooh, man, he hit that quick. It's a bass too. Well, got that one knocked out quickly. May have to revisit that lure at some point. We're going to move on for now. Try to get this guy back in the water. So I just had it rigged up on that 3/0 wide gap hook, and he jumped on it. I think that was like the third cast with that thing. So there's 3 items down from that box. Up next, swim bait. Going on 20 minutes with the swim bait on the underspin. Come on, fish, eat that. There's a fish. It was a fish. Dag nabbit. Bit the tail off. It was a pike. Gee, gone through 25% of the baits that came in that pack. I'm still on a snag. That thing likes to get hung up. Oh, he broke it off. Well, I won't be getting that slam. Dadgummit. What we gonna do? All right, I got 2 of them left. All right, so what I've done is I've taken an extra wide gap worm hook and I've put that Shad Nasty paddle tail swim bait on it, and with a bullet weight, and I've pegged it. So I'm just gonna kind of throw it out there, kind of in a weedless mode and into a bunch of cover. Hope I don't get it hung up. See if I can get something to bite it. I am giving up on the MTB slam because I want to catch some fish. So I'm going back to what I know works, or at least did the last time I was here. I'm going back to my soft plastic game. I may bring the spinner bait back later in the morning if the wind picks up a little bit. And I need a bait. What's it going to be? Got worms, I got lizards, I got craws. And lizards. That's what we're going to go with. Let's see if we can get bit on something with this. There's one. Missed him. Got him that time. Say it's funny to me. As many times as I threw in there, you know, I lost that fish. With that little swim bait, basically fish can get the same way. They jump on that lizard. Get out from under that log. Yeah. Got to get a new plastic. What do y'all think? Tube. I don't even know if I can get one to stay on this hook. Let's see. Let's try that, see what happens. Oh, dilly-dallied too long. There's one. Didn't miss him that time. He's a nice one too. Get in here. All right. Maybe I found a new favorite. All right, I'm throwing a tube made by Zoom. The color is watermelon red, and they seem to like it quite a bit. And I'm throwing it in about 4 or 5 feet of water, and sometimes it feels like they're hitting it almost as soon as it gets down there. I missed 3 or 4 on it, couldn't get the hook set. There's one little guy on the tube. Really little guy. Another tube fish. He's a little fella, but happy to have him. Nothing special about the way I got this thing rigged. Really no particular reason why I'm throwing it, except that I reached in there and that's the bag that I grabbed. This one's starting to get worn out a little bit. Let's see if we can get another fish out of it. I don't think I'm going to be able to though. Anyway, I've got it on a 4/0 round bend worm hook and a 3/16 ounce tungsten bullet weight, basic Texas rig. Another tube fish. Not a big one. I think I'll put on a new one this time. lost you. There's a bite. On the June bug lizard. Got that, huh? Teeny weeny. Hooked you right in the schnoz. There's a liplin. Got that one on the baby brush hog. Oh, that's a nice one. Keep him out of the tree, I think. Well, he wasn't that nice. Just foul hooked him. Kinda. Okay, there you go. Caught that one on a weightless Cinco. Hey y'all, welcome back. Did you ever have one of those days where it just seems like you probably shouldn't have gone fishing and you weren't meant to be out on the lake? Well, today was kind of like one of those days for me. Let me just run through the things that happened to me. So first of all, when I was unloading my kayak, the handle on the front where I basically use it to lift the front end and roll it down out of the truck, that screw right there popped out and that handle popped out. It didn't strip like sometimes they do, just the nut holding it on the other side had worked loose and I heard it fall down the bottom. I fixed it. But it was a pain. And then during the MTB slam, I wasn't very far into it at all. And I hung up that underspin along with one of the Excite Shad Nasties and lost that bait. So that pretty much blew it for the MTB slam. And then I didn't catch anything on hardly any of those baits. The crankbait I did, and the little wacky worm, you know, with the 2 paddle tails, I caught something on that. But that was it. Never got bit on the other crankbait, never got bit on the spinnerbait. And then later on, I don't think I have it on film, but I lost another soft plastic and one of my tungsten bullet weights and a hook. It got broke off. And then it started pouring down raining on me, which it wouldn't forecast to rain today. So if it sounds like I'm complaining, I guess it probably does sound like I'm complaining, but I did have fun out there and I caught a few fish. And I hope you enjoyed seeing me catch those. We're going to try again in a couple of days and hopefully have a better day. Oh, I forgot. One more thing. When I got home and was unloading my stuff, my measuring board, you've seen this in lots of my videos, fell out of the truck and just broke right in half. So I'll be in the market for another hog trough. I don't know, one of those days. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in a couple of days. Bye.